And now, the most favourite person, and a lot of people have put their houses on this particular lady here, who's going to be hopefully the next MP from Pakistan. Sir? Origin? British Pakistani. Yasmin Qureshi Sarwar, prospective parliamentary candidate. Please could you say a few words for Sarwar? Thank you.
My honourable ladies and gentlemen, assalamu alaikum, good afternoon. Can I say that I'm delighted to be here to be able to say a few words for Sarwar. As you know, there may be an election in the year in a few months' time, and I've come from Bolton, South East, which is 20 miles away, just so that I can be here to say a few words about Sarwar to show the regard, the high esteem I hold in him, and I know many people in this room and outside this room also hold for him as well. I'm sure they're already doing in the House of Commons. As already been said, I'm sure we should see him on the red benches across the other side. And inshallah, I'm hoping that he's still here in the House of Parliament. But when people like myself and others come in. The reason I say people like myself and others come in is because one thing Sarwar has been doing a lot of, and that has been helping a lot of young people who want to come forward, or people coming into politics who want to stand in parliamentary elections or in council elections. He's all been very good at helping, giving advice, assistance and mentoring. So apart from all his parliamentary work he's been doing, and work for the Labour Party and of course for international causes and charitable causes, he's also been doing a lot of work for people coming into politics, encouraging them, advising them, assisting them, and even, ensuring that there's financial assistance provided to them. So I think that's a great positive thing that one can do. And again, therefore, I think he's admired for that. I, of course, echo everything the previous speakers have said, so I'm not going to repeat those things again. Although it's worth mentioning about all the effort that he's put in who want to come into politics and give them advice, assistance. He's always been very good friend to me. I always felt like I could talk to him about anything. And so here, we will miss you, I think. I'll certainly miss you. But as we all have said, inshallah, it's only a temporary spring for 3 months, and then it's coming back again in the thick of things. So wish you well, and inshallah, I hope the rest of your other career or other life is as good and as good as it's been in the parliamentary career.
To build this Muslim Friends of Labour formidable force, one of your colleagues is going to say a few words. Rohima, thank you.
Thank you so much. I have had the privilege and the pleasure to have worked in the House of Commons with a number of MPs and also in the House of Lords, a number of our members and honourable members of the House of Lords also. One of the things I can say about Sarwar MP is that he's taken the Muslims for Labour from strength to strength. When it's not only been a formidable force in bringing Muslim candidates forward and supporting their efforts, but also in connecting and making that apathy far less than it has been. We have to admit there's been a number of issues that has made politics a dirty word, but that doesn't involve Mohammed Sarwar's attempt to make sure that, look, this is the avenue that we go through. Getting people into the House of Commons, into the House of Lords, is not just about the position, but it's about tackling the issues and the humanitarian issues. Mohammed Sarwar has done that in such a way that, as was mentioned before, it's more about its attention to humanity as opposed to Labour politics or party politics, or even community politics. It's more about the effort that you give and what you give to your community, and community that it's not just the Pakistani community, it's the British community. It's where he's put all of his life and efforts, and I hope that I'm sure you're not going away. So I hope that when you do come to the levels of the House of Lords, with your distinguished colleagues, that you enjoy, again, many successes, and do wish you well.
Our next guest speaker is ex-Mayor Councillor Liaquat, Ethnic Minority Task Force, former Mayor of Walthamstow, Chairman of Muslim Mayor Council, and he's on more bodies than you can think about it. We're going to ask him to say something about his great friend, Sarwar. Councillor Liaquat.
Thank you, Chair. Sarwar, Lord Officer, and distinguished guests, Baroness Odi, Sarwar, and ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It certainly is a great pleasure to be here and pay tribute to Muhammad Sarwar, who is has certainly broken down all barriers, being the first Muslim Member of Parliament, and even before that as a businessman, as a colleague councillor that I knew from back in Sarwar when I became councillor in 1994, and a colleague councillor at that time, and seeing Sarwar mentoring a lot of people, certainly such a committed politician and a principled person itself. It's really encouraging to see that first member of Muslim MP and the first one to decide to go on its own. There are lessons to be learned on that basis, decided to step down, and we're really grateful that the amount of work that you've done as Member of Parliament, whether it's charity work, whether it's building schools, whether it's earthquake, whether there are problems in Iraq, Palestine, Kashmir issue, and all of those issues you've certainly tackled well, and you're certainly a role model for loads of people, and I've certainly, you're one of my role models and all, and keeping me in politics on that basis, and you've done a hell of a lot for community cohesion, for all sorts of people. You are certainly a true champion of all people, and it's really good that I said that yesterday, and I'm saying it again, that we don't want to see you retire. You're going to retire anyway. So by retiring from being a Member of Parliament, it doesn't mean that you're going to retire, go away, because you've got a lot to offer, and keep up the good work that you are doing. And we certainly like to see you in the House of Lords, and certainly wish you all the best in your endeavour, whatever you decide afterwards. But keep on encouraging, as you have always been encouraging the younger people and other people to come forward and making sure that we're all working together. Thank you.
Our next guest is Professor Levy. Professor Levy is one of the top criminologist lecturers and professor in the Department of Criminology. He has a special relationship with Pakistan. Most of the IGs of Pakistan, all the top IG police officers, whenever they want to do the PhD, he's the gentleman, they come and he gives all the knowledge. Professor Levy.
I apologise for my voice, which is not as robust as it usually is, but I would like to pay tribute to Sarwar's fabulous work for the community, as somebody who has perhaps I've been given undue credit for the Pakistani police's achievements. I'm glad I don't have to take responsibility for some other features of their work, but it's very important, and as the son of an immigrant myself, and as the first educated person in my own family, I know how important these things and these community growth issues are. And I'd certainly like to pay tribute for the enormous achievement and for the fantastic general reputation that you personally have created, not just for the people of Scotland, but also for the Muslim communities and Pakistani communities. So thank you very much for your work.